Hello dear students, I hope you all are fit and fine. So today in this lecture, part 3rd, we are going to learn and understand the basic concept on the forward manner. Now, before in the other lectures, means I can say that in the last 2 lectures, I made you understand part by part this lesson, which is about introduction, the medieval theory, and today we will complete this lesson to the ending part, and also will understand that which kind of theories are shown in the lesson, what they deal with, what are their examples. As you can see behind me that it is written part 3rd, and I have written here from the medieval, or we can understand that past medieval theory. Why? Because when you are understanding some stories in the introduction, when you are knowing it with the part 1, part 2, part 3, obviously you need to go to the climax, means what is the end of the story. In this example of the theory, in this video lab, we'll be going to that same story, same ending here. So let's start it now. Now see what is happening, my dear kids, here. As you can see that the part 3 county inspector is there. Now as I said you yesterday or in the previous lecture of my video lab, that county inspector is the character in the story who is actually fixed with the wires, okay, tools and dial boxes, and it's like a funny red box, okay. And in this case of condition, we need to understand that whenever our teachers are somehow sick in the real life, they need to go to the hospital. But what about the mechanical teachers? If they are ill, means if there is a virus inside the system, if the PC is having a hang, or if any system is jam out, it is not working properly. So in this case of theory, we need to understand that we are actually the people who need to take them in an emergency to the hospital. It means that to the mechanical center, to the service center. But here the theory is quite different, okay. Now the different query and theory is showing you that this is the world not 2020, this is not 2019, it is actually more than apart from that. Here it's a futuristic world where on one call the county inspector can be coming, okay. Now who is the county inspector? As you can understand here, county inspector is a round little man with the box and wires. I wrote this theory on the blackboard just to make you confirm about the concept. So he is actually, or we can say it is actually a character who is leading with the basic examples of the theory and trying to handle the situation very well, okay. Now whenever the teacher is ill, what we need to understand, we are understanding that the teacher should be coming very soon in the classroom, and we should be having all our lectures once again going on the top level. But some students are there who are thinking that teachers are absent, it's like a festival, okay, because they are getting free time, they need to go to the PT period. But when the teacher is actually virtually attached with your system, it means that when your teacher is actually your desktop, it's a desktop. In that case of matter, you need to also understand that the students, those who are thinking about the teacher will be absent, and it will be making a good sense of belief because we'll get some holidays. So you can be mistaken there sometime, okay. Or the students who are thinking like that, they can be mistaken there. Why? Because machineries are not like human beings, they can be repaired, they can be cured out within a very soon of the gap of time, in which you can use some of the toolboxes, you can use some of the wire, cable, or if it is mechanical fault, if it is software fault, you can go through the software management also. Same thing is happening here, my dear kids, that county inspector is repairing the PC, repairing the system in a short gap of time, in a glance of view. In that case, she is, means Margie is disappointed. So this is what I'm gonna teach you. I'm trying to teach you that Margie is disappointed here because teacher would not come for a month. This was her own theory, but teacher, means that LED screen, whatever the system was there, repaired, and now it is ready to ask for the test, example, theories, lecture, and many more things here. Now one thing we need to understand, what was the problem in the system, okay. If the question is coming in your board exams, or we need to understand, this will not come in the board exams because this is the 9th standard textbook, but if you go through with the general lectures and theories and tests also, What we need to understand is that why teacher was absent, means why this system was in the error mode, because somehow the systems are running on an autonomous, or we can understand on an autonomous system, okay, that is automatic. So it has been updating its system automatically with a very quicker level, where Margie, though she was 10-11-year-old, was not about to handle that system regarding the test. So it was very fast enough, and therefore she was thinking that the system has been totally not working out, it is out of service. But county inspector started to repair by the wire, box, tool, kit and many more things, and very gap of a soon time it repaired it also. And meanwhile that he patted her head. Now patting of head means what? Patting of head means to keep the hand over the head with a lovely touch, okay, with an emotional touch, and gave an apple. Okay, as we know that when the kids are very feeling bored enough, or kids are having their faces not proper, means they are just making their faces like they are having a mood off, okay, so in that case we need to give any kind of treat to them, and this is the tactic thing, okay, more than a hectic. So therefore we need to understand that now problem was there, as I said you, it became too fast, and I have slowed up to the 10-year-old level. Means that the county inspector is saying that ma'am, means to her mother, Margie's mother, I have slowed up at the level of 10-year-old or 11-year-old, as your baby girl is there, as your child is there, okay. So now she can handle it very well here. So that is the problem, because Margie was wishing to go on a leave for a couple of days. It means that she was wishing that the computer or the system, LED, whatever the system was there, can be getting some time to be repaired out. Okay, so moving further, my dear kids, here you can understand that county inspector face is giving always a smile. Now you know why we keep a smile? We need to keep a smile also to make the person comfortable, okay. Just to imagine if your teacher is coming in the class with an angry mood, okay, or an angry face, it's like an angry bird. So in this case we can understand that all the kids could be scared out, okay, and the systematic development which need to be going on, which we need to take out, okay, should be going on the level which can be freaky also, freaky, okay, and in this meanwhile of whole of the system, anxiety can be generated there. So therefore there is a smile always over a elder person when they are meeting to a younger person. It's like a friendly, it's like a friendly touch of smile. So moving further, as the nature you understood about the county inspector, now Tommy and Margie, okay, now what they are doing, you know, they both are conversating with each other. Conversation is the skill where you need to show your feeling, show your interest to the another person, then only he or she could be continuing their conversation, okay. So now in the meanwhile of the conversation, Tommy is making fun of Margie. You can read it out here. Screamed with the laughter. Now what is the scream with the laughter? It means that when you're teasing anyone, oh, do you know this theory? And she would say that, no, I don't know. From where did you got this? And he will scream very loudly, ha 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 ha, arey yaar, you don't know this, you are such a fool, person like that. So screaming out when they both are talking about the school. Now see, what the matter was there between them, what they were talking about the school. They were actually talking about, means Tommy was trying to suggest and example her, means he was trying to define her that what was school in the ancient time. And as he moved further, he said that, do you know about this kinds of theories? And it was a freaky situation for this girl, little baby girl, that was Margie. So she is telling that, no, I was not knowing about that. So in this condition, he is actually making a try to make a fun. It was like that. So he is trying to make fun of her, and as well he's giving some examples also. Now see, when the conversation is going on between these two kids, okay, see, brother was also not so elder, so we can use like kid. So what happened, you know, these two teenagers, what happened basically, it happened that they both were coming out of their own level of the theory, means they were out of their futuristic development. And where were they? They were moving to the ancient past of the world, okay, where they were describing and comparing the today's world as well the last past days of the world, means the ancient era also. As I said you, my dear kids, education system needs to be changed out time to time it needs to be updated. It doesn't mean that I'm not meaning you that it should be totally changed out. No, as per the education system which was designed by Lord Macaulay from our last past days for the Indian people, says that we need to study at least 5 hours in the school. Okay, 4.5 hours in the school. But if we don't do that, obviously we are gonna miss many, or we can understand that maximum syllabus. Okay, so in this case of theory, now they are moving actually from the realistic world to the world of talkative empire. Okay, so now Tommy is exempling her. Tommy is telling her that, do you know that in the ancient time there was it used to be a school. It was like a building, like a whole society building. Everybody were used to go and sit inside the school who were below the age of 17-year-old, or maximum to the 17-year-old. Means they need to go from the UKG, LKG play standard to the standard 12th, that is +2 and +1 also. So they were sitting there, they were enjoying their classrooms, they were having the hard copy test, they were sitting with their teachers, they were doing all the jokes. There was a physical PT period. Okay, physical period means what? They need to go in the ground and they need to do physical exercise. It might be running, playing any game, rugby, kabaddi, football, cricket, any of the game. Okay, and in that case of that school, students were also having the free period. Why? Because teachers were the biological teacher, they were not the mechanical teacher. Now biological teacher can be getting ill also, or sometimes they can be getting there late in the schedule whenever they are preparing themselves to come to the school. Some mismanagement could be also there. It's like puncture of the tire, okay, heavy rain, traffic problem, and many more things. So they might be getting late also. So in that case, students were enjoying their classes while having their free lecture. By listening this kinds of thing, Margie was astonished. She was astounded at that level. She was amazed, and she was thinking that, wow, what a marvelous world could be there in the last past days, because today's world is only giving a slot of homework to the kids, and kids need to put their punch code inside the slot. And every time there will be test, every time there will be examples, test, definitions, and the result will be counted in no time. Means whenever the girl was keeping the pen drive or punch code inside the slot of the homework of her own world, the result was coming very instantly. It means that the robot doesn't need any time like the human brain to calculate the theories and see the problems. Okay, the robot can be doing all those things very fast enough. So in this case of theory, we need to understand that she was quietly disappointed by her own today's world in which she was living, and she was thinking that, yeah, after all, whatever the teachers were in the ancient time, they must be, or they were the human teachers. Human teachers or biological teacher means that they were making some absence also. So my dear kids, meanwhile of this conversation, one thing we need to understand, that when we are conversating something, when we are referring something, when we are understanding something, we are actually living in that world. Okay, but the realistic life is actually going same simultaneously with us. So what happened in the current life world? There was a problem. It was not like a problem, but it was like a solution, that Margie was about to forget her own world. So she was thinking that it was a beautiful world of the ancient time, but now actually the realistic world was giving her a notification. Now what was the notification? You can understand that it was the mechanical teacher was flashing the screen with the arithmetic and mathematical question of the theory.